All right, so if we were in a room, we'd have the chairs all smashed next to each other. We'd have high music going. We'd be jumping up and down all about our chair. But we're all pros here. We're talking about something where we need to spend some time and get some vision and understand the reality. Am I right? So we're going to talk about some realities in this world that we live in, this business that we live in. And I'm going to spend a lot of my time talking about functionality of the company and challenges in our industry. Now, I know that he hit that. Nick is amazing, by the way. Let me just tell you something. Let me pause. Let me just push pause for 1 second. Nick and I ran a parallel path for 15 years. He was running an amazing company. I was running an amazing company. And I was always looking over at his amazing company going, doggone that Nick guy. Those guys have it really going on. We're doing pretty well, but I never got to meet him, never got to work with him. And then Terry lined us up about 6 months ago. We sat down together over some steak and just chewing it and talking and trying to decide we like each other. Is there a vibe? Does he see eye to eye? Do we see eye to eye? I want to echo the sentiments. I've become very close friends with Nick. I have worked in my life with some amazing partners, and I mean amazing partners. I've also worked with some not so amazing partners. Raise your hands if you've had that experience. Have you worked with some people that you wouldn't invite over to dinner? All right. Have you worked with some people that you wouldn't want to introduce your significant other to? Like you just want them to walk behind you while you're walking past them? Sometimes that's the case. With Nick, I immediately synced up. The same is true with Ron Williams. I feel like we have a brotherhood, an effort going that's just incredible. We've got some extended people that you'll meet over time. I'm just going to drop their names here. You'll hear them over time. Chris Cooper in Asia, right? Rachel McVinish, also in APAC, Asia region. You will meet these folks over time. These are top-notch executives in our industry. They've each been responsible for hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of revenue in our industry. They know the industry from top to bottom. We have an incredible set of partners in this company. And when I say partners, I'm not talking about, hey, this is my partner, so-and-so that I do business with here and there. This is actual partners, documented partners, partners that own the company. I love these guys. They're great. Terry has been very open about building a team. That team includes incredible people, some of which are down in Australia right now. They had a Zoom in the middle of the night last night. So I know that they're going to be up and watching this here pretty quick. So hi to Lyndon and Craig. Thank you for joining us. And the word is out. By my calculation, this is not a launch meeting. By my calculation, I think there's probably 600 or 700 people in the last 12 hours that have been a part of hearing the first words being mentioned about Shopley. That's pretty cool. When I did my first launch meeting at my first little company, we were lucky to have 100 people in the room, right? And this is not even the launch meeting. This is just the meeting leading up to the launch meeting. This is the it's not time yet meeting, right? All right, let's go through this. I want to talk to you just a bit about what we do. Some of this was hit already by him, but I like this statement because it's super concise. What do we do as a company? We connect the members of our ecosystem are vendors, affiliates, influencers, and customers. We call what traditionally would have been called in our industry distributors, we call you an influencer, okay? So we connect, one more time, we connect vendors, affiliates, so vendors and brands, affiliates, influencers, and customers, all in one place on a truly global platform. We build teams that crowdsource. This is a very critical discussion to have. This is something you need to internalize because of a couple of reasons. Number one, the word crowdsourcing is a very modern term. It's been around for about 15 years, right? Really ever since e-commerce and online building, social media was happening, crowdsourcing, the word has been around for a bit. But just as it's true to our industry, bless their hearts, we like to go out there and just take whatever is the bright and shiny, glossy word or subject of the time, and we like to try to make it ours. But most network marketing companies, sadly, don't really crowdsource, don't really have affiliates, and don't really have influencers. Nick talked about it a little bit. We're going to go through some reasons in a moment. But the reality is we now crowdsource influencers who then crowdsource more influencers, who then crowdsource more affiliates, who then crowdsource more vendors and participate in the entire food chain, top to bottom, left to right. That is exciting. If you're with me, say, I'm with you. I need to hear it. Let's see it. All right, that's what you're on. That's what we're on. Let's talk about the problems in the industry. And I want you to tell me. I have a list in my mind. I've been discussing it with myself and other people for a long time. So let's talk about it. What are the challenges right now in the industry that you've seen? Let's talk about, first of all, what is happening with the price point of really great premium products in our industry? Is it going up or going down? Let me hear it. It is going up. Price is going up. What's happened to CV or commission volumes? Going down. Why is that? Why is it going down? Amazon is one reason. Let's go. What are the other reasons? Think openly here. What about the pipeline? It's really hard to make products these days, right? COVID really tightened that pipeline up for us. It's really hard to get stuff from different parts of the world that you need to manufacture products. The pipeline has become constricted. The margins have become restricted. When the margins become restricted, the company cuts CV. When the company cuts CV, what happens to the revenue for the company? Goes down. It goes down. Why? Because they can't inspire the movement of products. So these are common problems in our industry. When we bring all of this together and we are a SaaS platform, a software as a service platform, we do not participate in the commission path the way the industry has since its inception. As Nick adequately and correctly and excitingly described, the vendors create the revenue stream for our field. That's incredible, right? We are a service provider to vendors and affiliates and influencers. That's what we do. Oh, got a little carriage return there. Okay, so let's talk about it. I'm just going to flash through some things. Almost any product that you could find or think of finding on an e-commerce platform, we can take. We can put on the platform. Now, it's going to depend on the vendor. If the vendor says, you know, I operate in the United States and I want to put my product on there, and we say, okay, are you registered? You want to put it in other countries? Great. Fantastic. We can help you with that. Are you registered in those other countries? Does your product require registration? Does it have all of that? Have you taken all of those steps? If they haven't taken those steps, gratefully, because you're sitting in the Liqueur ecosystem right here, we do have some professional teams here that can help those companies do those steps. But until they do that, they just need to choose that they can only sell it in the United States. So now we've built for them an affiliate sales group that can handle that for them. Once they have those products there in the other countries, they can do that. Now, as teams, we can bring vendors from any country that we want. Once we're open in that country, assuming that country doesn't have a licensing requirement for us to operate as a network marketing company, we can open first day. All right? That's sexy. That is really cool, right? Very cool. What else can we already went through it. I'm going to bounce past it. What's the value prop for brands and vendors? Nick sort of talked to it. If you see something up there that inspires the notes that you're taking so that you can begin to internalize this more throughout the rest of the day, take a picture of it, use it later. There's incredible upside for vendors and brands. So much of what we're doing here, they no longer have to take care of. The simple discussion that Nick talked about crowdsourcing or the blue ocean strategy of bringing vendors in by doing a launch party at their office, at their storefront. Consider for a fact, if you live in a large metropolitan area, raise your hand for me. All right, if you live in a large metropolitan area and there's thousands upon thousands of Shoply members in that area, and you post on your social media that you are doing a grand opening of the affiliate channel for a local perfume store, for example, how many, just consider if we're doing this right and we're all working together as a team, everybody that lives in the Dallas metro area should be popping down to that local perfume store and should be posting it on their social media to show just how powerful the Shoply team is. And what does that vendor say? Holy cow, I have never had this many people in my store at one time, and I've got thousands of people lined up around the block. What happens to their social media? What happens to our mutual social media? What happens to your team's social media? It is unreal to consider what will happen here. The virality of it alone, of that one strategy alone, is incredibly pressing for you. I love these converging concepts. Influencer marketing. It is an incredibly important moving target. Now, let's go back to our industry. Our industry loves to say, we do influencer marketing and we have an affiliate program as well. I stand before you right now, and I want to say this openly. If there is a company in our space that has been around 5 years or longer, right? Anything previous to COVID, my instinct tells me that within reason, unless they're very advanced and progressive, they do not have the ability to make a change in their structure, in their compensation, in their culture to adequately put an affiliate model out there. Why is that? Because they have legacy people in the comp plan making a lot of money. And they also have systems in place corporately where they need to have the revenue, right? Because of the things we talked about in the early part of this conversation. They have costs rising, right? They have pipelines being constricted. They cannot put together products and push it through, right? The world is conspiring against them, but towards us, right? I love this too. AI. When we first started talking about AI internally, I thought, you know what? AI is fantastic. I see so many strengths out there. And in fact, I think it's an absolute game changer. How many of us have heard of companies in our industry that say, we are AI driven? Yeah. How many of them are really AI driven? No, it's just a bright, shiny object. It's something that's new, that's out there, right? AI, I better say AI from the stage, and if I can, I'll try to throw blockchain in there. Blockchain is a cool thing, I think. I think it's cool. There's a block and a chain. And somewhere, if I apply the artificial intelligence, then I would be able to figure out what the block and the chain means together, but I'm going to say it, right? Because we're an advanced company, right? That's the way our industry sadly works. We're about an inch deep and about a mile wide, right? And the challenge for us right now, and what is before you, I'm telling you right now, what is before you is the opportunity to shed all of that old habit, all those old things. This absolutely, the way we have built this, if you didn't pick it up from Nick, I'm going to restate it. We have extraordinarily close relationships with professionals, mentors who will provide for you and every member of your team modules so that they can come in and learn about AI, learn about how to become a better influencer, and learn about personal development directly from incredible mentors in the system. This was incredibly important to me because I didn't want to do what every other industry participant has done. I want us, when we stand up and say we embed AI, we embed technology into what we do, that doggone it, we actually do it. It is part of our culture. Every one of your teammates, as they come on, should be taking advantage of the free modules. And then from the free modules of our premium partners, they will be able to go and take advanced models and advanced models and advanced models. So if they want to, for example, how many, if I say to you, we want your people to understand how to make an explainer video. Stand up if you know what an explainer video is, and don't be shy. We're among professionals. We're among professionals. How many of you know what an explainer video is? Stand up, be proud. All right, I would estimate that's less than 20% of the group, okay? If we don't know how to make an explainer video, guess what? The good news is, we're going to teach you how to do it, and we're going to teach every member of your team how to do it, okay? They're going to know how to take advantage of that technology, and you're going to be able to stand up proudly and say, every member of my team knows how to use AI. So when you're talking to a new vendor, okay, when you're explaining to them the opportunity that is a worldwide opportunity for them to potentially grow their brand, you could absolutely say, we have AI embedded in what we do. Every one of our affiliates uses AI. They know how to use it. They know how to create their own explainer video. They know how to take your perfume video, add themselves to it, using their own avatar in an explainer video, add their own voice, and they never left their bathroom. Are you hearing me on this? For the first time in my belief, first time in our industry, this is built in and legitimized in our company. That is what Shoply is. Let me hear you if you think that's exciting. All right, personal branding, we've talked a little bit about that. We've got some very strong personal branding professionals in the room. This is critical. Personal branding, in my opinion, there's two ends of the spectrum here, not to disparage, but we're not talking about Kardashian personal branding, all right? We're talking about everyday professionals in our space having ability and understanding of strategy to build their personal brand. If all of us here become much more visual, much more believable, much more acceptable as an influencer that is trusted, it raises the tide for everybody in the company. Personal branding, personal development, how to create more out of who you are is absolutely critical. And guess what? There will be free modules for every member of your team to come on and take the step to improve themselves. If you have people that come on and you think if they take one step, they could go 10% better, and another step, another 10%, and another step, 10%, how many of you, based on your experience in the industry, think you would have had 10x the success you've had in this space if your team members would only have gotten 30% better at what they do? Think about it for a second, just 30% better. Then add to the fact that they can take professional level, increase that to the medium, to the very high, to the extraordinary. What happens if your team members get 100% better than they've ever been in the past? Forget about it. It's over. You understand what I'm saying? I want to expand your vision here. That's what I'm trying to do. Anybody know what map this is? I'm going to be very curious. I would wager right now nobody will be able to guess what that map is. Earth? Okay, well, you got me. I owe you something, all right? Very nice. Mr. Atkinson, thank you. What is that map? That is the map of Amazon's warehousing locations. What do you think of that? As you look at that, you're a business person. Right now, you are a business person. What does that tell you about Amazon? Are they truly worldwide? No. Amazing company. By the way, any example I share here about an e-commerce platform that we will be competing with over time, right? Any map I show you, any discussion I have, I'm not demeaning, because I knew about Amazon 30 years ago when I first did the very first online shopping mall in our industry, right? I put that together 30 years ago. So I knew about Amazon then. It was not a great company, by the way, but they have become amazing. What I want to show you here is a trend. The e-commerce platform space is fractionalized. It is not global. Now, if you want to know the stats, all of the companies I'm going to share with you right now in the next 2 or 3 slides, none of them have more, let me say this correctly, all of them have all of their sales, their majority of their sales, 75% or more in 3 markets max. 3 markets max. Amazon happens to have United States, UK, Germany, and Japan. Those are their 4 largest markets, and then no other market besides those 4 has more than about 2% of their overall revenue. You're starting to see it? The map is amazing, but there's almost whole country or continents, half of continents, complete regions. The Middle East isn't even represented. All right, is that global? What happens if there's a vendor in the Middle East and just wants to sell in the Middle East? They can't do it. Now, there are platforms in the Middle East. There are e-commerce platforms in the Middle East. They're successful. They're great, but they're also regionalized. What map is this? Does anybody know what company this might be? Hazard a guess. If you think you got it, shout it out. Not UPS. Not FedEx. This is an e-commerce platform. Anybody guess? This is Alibaba. This is Alibaba. Okay? Most of their facilities located in Asia, right? They do ship over to the Western US. You know, everyone probably here has bought something from Alibaba. Would you say that Africa's doing pretty well with Alibaba? I wouldn't say so either. How about South America and Central America? If you're Latino, you don't use Alibaba, right? All right. What map is this? Anybody have any idea? All right, this is Lazada, excuse me. Okay? I'm just telling you right now, absolutely every market in the e-commerce space is fractionalized. They work regionally. Now, what map is this? This is the current liqueur basic ecosystem without our 3PL partners that we have on other continents. Do you understand what I'm saying? These are physically owned locations, all right? From here, we can expand that into other markets like that, okay? But our platform allows vendors to do self-shipping right out of the gate. You understand what I'm saying? Amazon's had 30 years on us. Okay, let's go back here if I can. Oh, I'm gonna mess this up. Oh, I'm gonna go back. Don't do it. Don't take Ron's thunder. Chris, come help me out. Push me back to the last couple of slides right there. Go back a couple real quick. Okay, stop right there. There's Amazon after 30 years. Okay, now go forward. One more. There's us today. How fast do you think we can get there? You seeing what I'm saying? You following it? Here's the reality, guys. We have created for you, and when I say we, I just got to give a lot of just incredible amount of kudos to Terry and his team. It is it's a true privilege to be a part of the liqueur ecosystem, right? Terry's vision and ability to create what he's created in about 12 years, I think, is immense. It's amazing. Just this platform. When I was running ZJ, I spun off my own manufacturing plant, about 30%, 35% of the size of this one that we walked through today. Okay, I know what it takes to do that. It's an amazing effort what he's done, and his team is so focused. They are amazing, really incredible. I love working with this group. So Terry's vision, first of all, to create what he's done, even though he's not here, let's give him a round of applause. And I mean a really meaningful round of applause. Okay, incredible professionals. Here's another thing you should know. I'm just curious. This is something I've noticed every time I've walked through. I noticed, raise your hand if you agree, when I walk through the liqueur facilities, everybody is smiling, okay? I don't see anybody upset. Nobody's looking at the floor. Nobody's looking away. I don't see angry people. I see happy people. They're loyal, happy people here. Terry takes care of his own. That's really something, really, really something. So kudos to them. This team that he's put together, this project that he's put together, I'm honored that he's asked me to come join him in it. I'm honored to work with the people that I get to work with. I just want to look each of you in the eye. I believe this sincerely, and that's not just because I'm the CEO of this organization. I'm just partnered up with a bunch of great people. I want you to know that I think you will not see an opportunity like this ever again. And I mean that sincerely, ever again. My background in the industry is not just direct sales, network marketing, but I have a tech background. My master's degree is in commercialization of technology. I know what we're doing here. The sheer ecosystem of technology, the ability to develop what we've done, the logistics behind it. If a company could have done it, they would have done it. You will not see this opportunity again. You are leaders. You are leaders. Now it is incumbent upon you to take this message back to the people immediately, okay? Because you have a short time between now and 8/8. Before I go, let me issue this one personal invitation. Join us. Join us. Let's look back from this a year from now, wherever we're sitting, wherever we're enjoying our time together, however we're enjoying it together, on a cruise, on a trip, with a sip of something, whatever. Join us. I don't want anyone here to look me in the eye and say, I didn't do it. I don't want to do it. Please, I'm just asking you, my personal invitation, join us. Thank you so much for your time.